Hey and welcome to Tech Tips everybody, with me Jacob. Today we have a little episode with a NearStream. The company reached out to us and sent us a camera to test out, so we gladly will. This is the NearStream VM33, so it's a 2K streaming camera. So you can see it has a big lens on it. It has an optical zoom, which is amazing. It has all kinds of built-in features, so you can stream from this straight to Facebook, RTMP, YouTube, Twitch. So that part is amazing. It also has in-app, you can have a multi-camera switcher and graphics and all kinds of things like that. In the box it comes with the NearStream, and it comes with this little cable. So this is a USB-C with a USB-C to A converter. What this does is charge the camera, which is an internal battery. If you don't use it, it lasts for about 6-7 hours. If it's in full use, it lasts roughly 3 hours. So that's pretty good. So charge it with this. It also has the function of going USB out with video out. So if you want to have it as a, so if you want to have it for a web camera, you can do that. Just hook it up straight to a laptop and just have an amazing web camera. That is one way to do it. You can also just stream it out to a mixer. If you have a separate mixer like a YOLO box, for example, then you can have multi-camera galore. So you can have these ones and other cameras put together all in one. But as it is, you can do up to 3 of them in a multi-camera shoot in the app itself, which is quite nice actually. The units are roughly $400, so it's not much for a streaming camera that you can do everything in. Like I said, it has optical zoom. And if you don't know what the difference between optical and digital is, it means that the lens actually moves, like a camera lens on our Canons. So the glass moves and therefore it zooms in, doesn't affect the sensor. It also has a ×40 digital zoom, so if you want to really go nuts and zoom in on something, then it is digital, so then it'll be more pixely. We'll show it later on in the episode so you can see what it actually looks like. Alright, it has a 1/4 inch connector to it, so you can hook it up to a tripod. And it has on the top here a 8 mic array, so it can actually have audio in as well. So if you're in a quiet room, for example, or a loud area, we'll test this as well, and later on you can also see here it has a mic in. So if you don't want to use the mic array, you can have an actual lav microphone to connect to it. Other than that, it only has one button here. It has check the battery, and you can set that button for other things as well. On the side here, you also have a micro SD. It needs to be a level 10 to work, and then you can roll cord straight to that as well. So that's pretty cool. Very excited to test this out, so we're going to actually go straight to the field and do some microphone tests and other tests. So I'm going to send right to that now. Now we're going to test the mic array. It has an 8 mic array on the NearStream over here. I have it set up, so I'm going to go over there and then we're going to measure backwards to see how the sound sounds on the different levels or distance. All right, come. So here we are. This is just about 1 meter, so 1 meter. See if you can hear me when I speak like this. I'm going to take 1 step back. This is 1 step back from 1 meter, and we're going to see how the sound is from over here. It has the 8 mics on the top. They're pointing upwards, so I don't know how far they're going to hear me here. We're going to see that in post. If I step all the way over here, that is 4 steps. This is about 3 meters. And how do I sound from here? Do I need to speak up a little bit? Maybe if I speak up a little bit and speak louder to the microphone and the camera. Do you hear me better now? Is that something I could use when I do something outside as a quick record? I know it's definitely good enough for syncing audio if you're using a wireless mic like I do right now. Or you can use the mic array that's on the audio input that's on the back if you're going to do any bit further than this, I'd say. Alright, so now we're going to send over to the multicam app and see how that looks. So if I wanted to stream out from here, I just press live and I can add destinations. So I have my YouTube, I can do my Facebook, my Twitch, the RTMPs. If I add an RTMP, I can add the RTMP URL or stream key, or just do the stream website version, which is pretty neat. So that can go to any regular website, your business website, or to anything else that receives RTMP straight, so you don't have to do the social media ones. So in here, so I have one that says NearStream right there. I just push it on. If I want a picture-in-picture with the other camera, it's right there. So it's very, very simple that you can actually put in graphics and picture-in-picture in the little phone app, which is pretty crazy. For the price you pay, you get a lot of things to get started. It's a lot of functions in these little cameras. Usually they're going to have a mixer to it and it costs more money, or other cameras, but since they have optical zoom and they can do this inside, it's a very good deal actually. Like $400 per camera, and the app is free, so it's a really good start. But anyways, that's enough jibber jabber for now. I'm going to send over to settings so you can see a little bit more what you can do with this camera. So let's head over to that. Alright guys, so I have hooked up a YOLO box right here with the two NearStreams. But as you might can see here, you can see that one of them isn't working. And that's because you have to activate the USB out for a web camera or for video out of any kind. This could give you trouble if you're not aware of this, but I'm telling you now so you don't have to worry. So what you do is you go into the cogwheel here, you go into device settings, and here you can choose NDI mode instead of wired out, so you get to choose things because it's not the highest end of camera, so you have to choose which settings are important to you and do it and then. So you can have NDI out, or you can do your web camera mode. So you activate that, and you might have to turn this on and off again. I just gotta see. Because the other camera is here, works fine. So if I... Alright, so that's your latency and those kind of settings. So it's gonna go back in here. You can pick your transition, so if you want a crossfade, slide, edge wipe, depending on what you want to do to, sweep it sideways. It's in the settings here as well. Alright, on your live you can set the settings down here. So you push that one, and you can do up or down on your stream right here. So you can do up to 1080p high as you're streaming out. But if you want to do bigger recording, you lower that down to a little bit lower. So if you go down to close here, you press record, and here you can set your recording settings. So here you can lower the backup for your phone, for example, and down here you can set what each memory card is recording to. So it's going to give you warnings up here that you can't record too high if you have low latency and everything else high. So this is where you're going to do the balancing out of settings. So there you go. And the audio settings here is the last of the settings you can set in here. You can set your volumes. You can set how the audio is going to react if it's line in or USB in that you're using for audio. With that, we're going to send over to a low light test because we did a wedding in a church. So you're going to see a little bit how the footage looks from there. Always a little bit darker in big buildings like that. So you're going to see how that looks right now. And as you can see here in the church, it works very nice. You can zoom in very far into it, but you have to be a little bit careful with the dark spots because it can be a little bit grainy. But nothing that you can't fix in post. So a little bit of editing and you can fix that, no problem at all. All right, welcome back. So what did you think? Quite amazing, isn't it? Did you see how much audio that mic could take up? It's like took up an entire area. They had a house between and a whole yard, and then there was some cars in far away, but you got up all of the crickets as well in the area. But if you were in a quiet room, that would work to use as well. So that's pretty awesome. Did you also like how you can app control it and actually do all of the mixing in the phone itself? That was pretty awesome, I must say. Also like that you can do the video out, so you can also have the option of doing into a separate mixer, or use it as a video camera, or have it into a screen, so you can control it easier. So that's pretty good. For the price that you pay for this, you actually get a lot of camera. So for $400, you get an optical zoom camera that can record internally and also be controlled. That is actually quite amazing. I also like that it has that huge built-in battery, 6,600 milliamp hours. So that is a lot of battery to just plug and play. So you can just use your phone, SIM card, or Wi-Fi, preferably, as we saw, and just get going right away. So if you're at a church or you have a wedding like we did, or if you have a conference hall or business meetings or anything, they don't take much room. They're not very in your face, so you can place them out and actually do your mixing quite easily. So that is very nice. It's small, sleek, battery operated, video out, record straight to it, stream straight from it. It's very nice. I would have loved if it came with a lens cap though, so you could protect it. I also would have loved if it came with a cold shoe mount, so if you wanted a shotgun mic mounted and looped in that way, that would have been awesome. But now don't really have anywhere to attach it unless you do it on the tripod itself. So also talking about tripods, it's very good that you can have a screen out to follow it. So when we did some following with the wedding part, you can't really follow it in the app because the latency makes it very hard to follow, so you have to look on the screen and follow that way. But if you have a screen, it's very easy to follow with. It does come with a price when you don't pay top dollar, so for $400 you get this camera, you can do so much. The price you have to pay though is of course that you have to play with the resolution depending on where it goes in and out, and that is something you have to be aware of. But other than that, it works pretty good. You have to be careful with the app too. If the phone closes or turns off, the recording on the SD card will stop. So you have to keep the phone open when you do it, so you have to be aware of that as well. So as long as you're aware, you can do a lot of things with it. And once again, I recommend that you stay on the Wi-Fi, because otherwise you're going to have to bring up the latency or do other settings to make it work with you. So stay on Wi-Fi as much as possible and it'll serve you well. All right, thank you once again, NearStream, for sending us this camera. We had a blast testing it out, and we really loved it. Loved it enough to buy a second one to test our multi-camera part to it. So I do recommend having them. There's a very good camera to have with you. They won't replace our R5C or C70 from Canon. It's not the same type of camera, but for streaming, doing things like this, have a backup camera, or do the small streaming, just bring them with you and go. Amazing cameras. If I did lecture halls, I'd probably prefer using these. Less risk of them being stolen because they don't cost quite as much. So, but I really love them. I do believe they have a clear purpose, and as long as you stay within the purpose of what they're for, they're amazing cameras. All right, so thank you once again, NearStream, for sending this to test for us. We had a blast, as I said, and we're gonna go to some field tests in the next episode, so you can see us do a soccer game and see how it follows in real life. So don't miss that episode. All right, guys, until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe as always, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.